They're saying if horses walk over the fields, they absorb astral energy through their hooves.
Over the course of 1 year, I'm attempting to spend one night out under the stars each month. This is my 12 camps challenge. Why? I believe we don't get outside enough. And if you don't engage with something, you don't have any reason to care about it. I see our outdoors being mistreated. So I want to go out and experience the outdoors throughout the seasons and fall in love with it. I have 5 rules. 1. Solo camping only. 2. A different style of camping each time. 3. A different location each time. 4. Rain or shine. 5. Self-sustained. And the last rule, that is the fundamental principle of being outdoors, leave no trace. So join me on my 12 camps challenge. Okay, it's April, the clocks have gone forward and spring is in the air. I'm heading up to the Lincolnshire Wolds where I'll be doing some filming work. But before that happens, I'm going to sneak in camp number 4 on the spiritual fields of Shire Farm. I've been here before and I'd planned to pull a wild card and sleep in a glass pyramid, but that has been dismantled and I only found this out the day before I left. So I'm going to meet Joe, the principled biodynamic farmer, who's going to show me some of the other campsite options.
Hey!
Oh, hi Tom.
How you doing?
Joe is not your typical farm guy. He's spent a lifetime studying the principles of biodynamic farming, as well as a host of spiritual practices.
I'm going to lock the door.
And he also is a Hare Krishna.
I've got some volcanic rock dust. That's volcanic rock dust.
Before we go campsite hunting, Joe takes me to his garden with his volcanic rock dust, where he spreads it on a pile of manure. This volcanic rock dust is infused with micronutrients like boron and molybdenum.
It's amazing.
Volcanic dust distributed, we were heading off to pick up the Chakra Path, a mile-long journey at the heart of the farm built in alignment with the body's chakras. But before we get to that, there's a different question that needs to be answered.
So Shire Farm is a biodynamic farm, but what does that even mean?
So we have 3 principles in biodynamics: the farm organism, the biodynamic preparations, and the planting calendar.
Now, Joe's explanation was very in-depth and detailed, and I don't have the time here to show it all. So to summarise, biodynamic farming is a form of agriculture based on concepts developed by Steiner in 1924. It treats farming as a single system and it's a complete organic approach. There's a lot of esoteric concepts that emphasise spiritual and mystical perspectives, such as
nature beings. You've got to be into it to want to think that there are gnomes and undines and stuff like that.
Undines? Well, I've never heard of undine.
But there are 4 elements: earth, air, water and fire. And earth beings are called gnomes and they guide earthworms. So earthworms don't have an ego, but they have gnomes guiding them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've never heard that. And is this to do with biodynamics as well?
Well, when you work in biodynamics, you're working with nature beings. And depending on your cultural perception, you perceive them differently.
As I'm sleeping out tonight and aware that there's beings, are there any bad beings?
No, there's no bad beings. It's a good place.
Good.
And the Chakra Path is a healing place.
This is probably a good time to give a quick explanation of the Chakra Path. First of all, according to the internet, chakras are the energy centers of the body. There's 7 in total, each with their own color, symbol, sound and vibration. Shire Farm's owner, Mike Booth, created this unique feature as a focal point to his work in meditation. Along the mile-long path, there are standing stones marking the chakras and also other representations of spiritual philosophies. Joe and I arrive at the 4th chakra, the heart pond.
God, this is beautiful.
There's Guan Yin over there.
Guan Yin. Guan Yin? Kuan Yin.
Yeah, I think so, Guan Yin.
Kuan Yin.
Different ways of pronouncing her. That's her there, and she's a benevolent personality. She's like one of the Buddhist bodhisattvas.
Should I do that? Do you have to believe for that to be, for it to work? Could I give?
No, you don't have to.
Okay, could you hold the camera a sec? I'm gonna. Put your hands together and bow.
Well, it depends how. If you would be serious, we'd have had to take our shoes off and everything, or kneel down. If you want to get the more.
What do I have to think?
The more austerity you do, the more benefits you get.
Like you have to be in it in your head because
Depends how much respect we're trying to give to this Kuan Yin.
I didn't think about. I wasn't being sincere. I'm going to do it again.
Okay. You don't ask for anything. Just want to respect her. You're not asking for her blessing as such. You know what I mean?
What should I think in my head?
You should think, oh, Kuan Yin, you're so benevolent, and I'm an unworthy receptacle for your mercy, or something like that.
Okay. Cool. Okay. Wow, this is really hard. I've never done anything like this. I have to think. I actually did. I actually did
feel it?
think.
Did you feel a blessing?
I felt like it was nice to actually do it,
Yeah.
and not like think it was stupid.
And bowed my head to the floor. Or I've done a full dandavats, and you lie on the floor like that in front of the altar.
Respects paid, we made our way to the remains of my originally intended campsite, the glass pyramid.
This is where the pyramid used to be.
Yeah, that's the old base of the pyramid. The thing was, the wood was going off, and there was broken windows, and kids were coming playing on it and stuff.
Right.
And it was like, if we don't take this away, it's going to be an insurance claim.
The pyramid is just a memory, and I've dug out these old shots of it so you can see what it looked like. It would have been a fun place to spend the night, but oh well. There was another possible campsite option further along the path, a geodesic dome tent. It sounded promising.
Oh, wake up.
So. Wow. Okay.
Surprisingly, there was a huge stone carving in progress in the tent.
People don't sleep in here.
Well,
They work in here.
yeah, it's a workspace, really. It's like a igloo, isn't it?
Yeah.
The floor's muddy.
The floor was damp inside, and it had a bit of a tropical terranium vibe about it.
Maybe that's a divine couple, but with a pagan sort of angle. I think it might be like a powerful female figure. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that might be the idea of her.
Okay. Well, I guess this one won't work. So, no pyramid, no dome. Are there any other possibilities from the top of your head?
How about the goat shed?
The goat shed seemed worth an investigation.
I think that might be sorrel, but I'm not going to taste it. All right then, I'm going to taste it.
As we got closer, I was surprised to see a lot of goats. I'd assumed there'd only be a couple, but there was actually a whole herd of them. However, Joe was looking on the bright side of things.
If you got hungry, she might give you a bit of milk. This is Tom.
Hi.
Tom, right? If it's okay for Tom to sleep in the goat shed, nod your head. See it, nod its head. We could go and ask the billy.
Okay.
He's bigger, but he's soft. Hello. But just say he got pissed off, you being in there, and he wanted to take a run up, jump, and headbutt you on the nose, he wouldn't have any room. If you're lying down, it'd be difficult for him to headbutt you as well.
With the physics of an angry goat attack established, I didn't feel quite like this was the place to be. Luckily, there was a cow pen nearby.
And these are the Dexters. Hello, Bruni. Hello, brown cow. Brown cow. Okay, no. You don't want that. You don't want him to. You don't want that. No, stop it. I'm not playing.
The cows seemed even less of an option than the goats. These big playful herbivores weren't offering a camp spot that I could get excited about. And I didn't fancy being Brownie's bedmate for the night. We wandered off towards the apple orchard. And my natural instincts were telling me where to make my bed.
I think I might go back to the heart pond.
Yeah. Do you know, I'm not putting you off it, but the only thing about it is the eggs are Shiva lingams. And if you look into a black pond, you could see your own future.
A chance to gaze into the abyss seemed like a challenge, to be honest. Joe's word of warning heeded, I still fancied my chances overnighting at the Heart Pond.
Yeah, I'm getting a good vibe from the Heart Pond.
Maybe I was tapping into the energy, but something about this area felt like a good choice. It was time for Joe to depart, but before he did, there was some more knowledge bombs coming my way.
So you're going to be sleeping out at night on your own in the open around the Heart Pond with these Shiva lingams, and what I've heard, they're saying that ghosts are attracted to Shiva lingams and hang around at night. So I'm not saying you try a paranormal investigation and film them. My take would be a few meters back from the lingams themselves, and Lord Shiva and Guan Yin will protect you. And if you say a mantra, then you make ordinary water into Ganges water. You can summon the 7 holy rivers into that water there, and then sprinkle it over the top, and that could be the thing.
Do you know the mantra?
I've got the mantra. Gange cha jamanas cheva godavari saraswati naramadi sindhu kaveri jelis minshiridim kuru.
Great.
And then you can sprinkle the water over the Shiva lingam. There, I've got a little bit of water in my hand. There's some drops of Ganges water on the Shiva lingam. That's for Tom to have a safe night and Lord Shiva protection. Ghosts are not welcome around Tom. Ghosts obviously have to do their thing. They may hang around the lingams. Tom's sleeping. Ghosts are not, no negative entities to interfere with Tom's night at the Shiva lingam.
What an experience. Joe was such fun as a tour guide around the farm, and he really opened my mind to a different perspective, a different way of engaging with the environment. The evening was setting in, basking the hills in a creamy spring light. It was time for me to scrabble together a makeshift camp spot for the night. The camp setup is pretty meagre. It's just a couple of tarps from my car boot, my roll mats and a sleeping bag. As I was setting up, I couldn't help feeling like I might not have been on my own. Maybe it was from spending a lot of time with Joe that I was paying more attention to these items placed here, seeing them as having a participation in the surroundings rather than being merely for decoration. Like when you're alone in the woods and you sense something within you telling you you're not actually alone.
It is, it's 8 o'clock. It's still light, look at that. Wow. I am happy. I mean, the last 3 months have been a nightmare. By this time it has been pitch black and I've been questioning my entire life choices. So to have these conditions is pretty amazing, to be fair. Tonight's meal, Korean barbecue rice with beef jerky. I was going to do that thing that TV chefs do and be all fawning over it and, oh, it's delicious, but it's not actually. It's nice that it's hot, but it's not delicious at all. Oh. Okay, 2 ducks just splash landed in the pond. So that's good to know that if I hear that at night time, it's not me going mental. One of the reasons I love Shire Farm, this place, is because of the beliefs that go into it. I like that the farm is operated under the intention of those beliefs. It makes it feel different, and I like that people are out there kind of connecting with these beliefs in energies and spirits and beings of the land. I wonder if these things will affect me in a different way. A camp wouldn't be a camp if there wasn't a little treat to make the evening go sweet. What have I got here? Tonight's... Am I holding up the right one? Can't see the light. Oh. Tonight is very fancy M&S chocolate covered Brazils. This has to be one of the most middle class treats going, right? Who doesn't love chocolate covered Brazils? The thing about chocolate covered Brazils is there's so much chocolate on them. This is a texture dream, like just that hard shell of chocolate and then that crunchy, woody Brazil nut in the middle. God, it's so good. Oh. Okay, well, it's time for bed. I've just been staring into the black sphere of time and memory for a long time, and it's really peaceful. It's 7 degrees outside and 20 degrees in here. I'm in a good place and I am having a nice night. Well, it's time to sleep and I will see you in the morning.
What the hell is this? At some time after midnight, I got woken up by this animal. If you know what animal it is, put it in the comments. Morning came and there was a low-hanging cloud in the sky with mist on the ground. It was beautiful. It was just me and the birdsong as the day broke over the heart pond. I had a little breakfast and got a coffee poured.
Last night was really good. I wasn't visited by any energies or fairies or gnomes or anything. My dreams, I cannot recall them at all, so I guess that's a good thing. Rather a dreamless night than a nightmare or being visited. But yeah, maybe I was drawing on the good energies. Maybe I was protected by the spirits of the land. Either way, it was absolutely beautiful experience to be here.
I was in no rush to leave, so I just watched the mist burn away and I contemplated my surroundings. Maybe the handcrafted objects placed here do add a sense of psychological well-being, whether you're a skeptic or not. I think that if you were to stumble upon this area, you'd feel that it was a place of good intention through the curation of the land. All round, this was a lovely night out under the stars. And as I left the heart pond, I felt good about life and excited for more camps to come.